I hope all of you are doing good, especially your family members, your relatives, your friends, your elderly people around your neighborhood, and the people who are working at your home, especially the maid and maybe the security guard in your society. I hope you are taking care of them and please try to help as many people as possible during this troublesome time. It is the entire world is affected. The virus, which started in China, has spread across the entire globe, and the speed at which it is spreading is quite alarming. And I think all nation is having a battle, and each of them are fighting this battle in a different way. India is in lockdown. Some of the countries are in partial lockdown. Some of the countries have imposed different rules, regulations to cope up with the situation. I hope the medical fraternity comes out with the vaccine as soon as possible and we are able to overcome the spread of this virus, which is quite alarming the way it has been spreading all across the globe, and never ending is what is coming out of all this. So, let me also speak about investment of what one should be doing with their equity investment. Is it a time to completely exit out of your stock portfolio, or do you keep your stocks holding, or what should you be doing? So let me talk about my experiences as an investor. So 2008 was a period of recession, so you could the entire banking sector was completely affected. So Lehman Brothers crisis is like a spillover across the entire globe. So US, Europe, all the financial sector, Southeast Asia, India, and all were affected. But India was able to overcome. Indian banking system were quite robust at that point of time, and we were able to overcome the situation. And no doubt the investment in stocks fell quite significantly. I think the Sensex index at that point was around 20,000 in 2007-8 period, and then what happened is a complete disaster. The entire market fell in 2008 to close to 8,500 in a very quick succession. So quite around 50 to 60% the Sensex index was down at that point of time. So if I look at my journey, I had invested in a couple of good stocks. I held a good portfolio of stocks like Infosys, Wipro, TCS, L&T, NTPC, and many more. I'm not naming all the companies. Nestle, yeah, Nestle, and many more. But then what has happened is I also got scared because my entire portfolio of investment was into my savings has completely gone down by negatives. Negative. So I think my portfolio at a certain point of time in 2007 was around 200,000 profit. It came down to a negative 500,000 loss. So you can imagine the spread of my loss during that period. So yes, I held on to the investment because I had no other choice, because all the stocks were down in completely red, and if I sold out, it would be just a very less amount which I would be getting back. And I held on to the shares till 2013, I think, yeah, for 4 to 5 years, and most of the shares bounced back. So the financial sector recovered across the globe. The banking sector put in stringent regulations. There were a lot of measures taken by the Reserve Bank of India, and we were able to overcome the situation. And all the stocks also came back. And then the only problem was I thought that I should just book my profit of whatever little bit I had. So I booked around 10 to 11% profit in some of the stocks, and I came out of the market. And I had other stocks also which were not at all doing well and which never did well also after the 5 years. I sold all of them off. Overall, I was in a profit in 2013. Then on, I started investment in mutual fund. I focused more on mutual fund. Even in the financial meltdown period of 2008, my SIP investments in mutual fund were continuing, and thank God I was continuing with that. It gave me a significant return when I look at in 2019. The period of the huge return was there for me, and I booked profits in 2019. And if I look at this moment, if I look at my decision of selling my mutual fund investment in 2019, I think I did a good decision. So I held on for close to 12 years of my portfolio, and it grew significantly. I booked my profits. I took out some of the profits rather than uh, I was like, there was a rumor all around that 2020 is going to be a period when slowdown could happen. So I never forecasted any COVID or anything, but then I booked my profits in the shares. So in mutual fund. So I came back to shares in around 2015 back again. I thought that let me keep buying. So I kept on buying companies here and there, here and there. And then I realized that some of the stocks which I was holding during the financial slowdown in 2008 have doubled, tripled in their value. And I had sold them at 10% profit. So, what is my learning? And what is, I would say that if you are holding good companies, I talk about few factors which is very important in the companies which you are holding. One is management. The management of the company is transparent, which is very important. If the management of the company is transparent, if the company is fundamentally strong, the company's products are good, and the company is always way ahead in terms of reporting, I think these are some of the factors which is very important when you choose your company. And that has been my learning. So if I look at Infosys, Wipro, TCS, L&T, all of them have a good standard of ethical standard of managing their businesses. And I think, yeah, so these are some of the factors which is very important. So if at this moment you are holding on to stocks which is fulfilling all this criteria, so good management, good reporting standards, you have good products of the company, you have good faith of the way the company is managing its business during the crisis and all, I think you should continue investment. And COVID-19, we never know how long it is going to last. I cannot forecast anything. No, none of the investor class. So I keep on hearing in news channel that this is going to last for 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. I don't know. In fact, this is a period where I think one has to consolidate the portfolio. So if you held on to some shares which you feel that has not added any value in your portfolio, just sell them off, just come off of them, and put your money into stocks which is reputed, which has been doing good in the industry and fulfilling all the factors which I spoke about. So continue with your investment. You can keep accumulating some of the stocks. So if you look at the current situation, I think FMCG stocks are doing good, the pharma companies are doing good, and especially during the COVID season. So these two sectors are doing good. But what about the other sectors? Do you think that this is going to be the same for the next 15 years? No, it is not going to be. So choose the companies in each of the sectors which are especially strong with their product portfolios, which are ethically strong in their management. Keep investing. So I would say that there is no right or wrong time to invest in a market. It is all about how patient you are. So I remember saying of Parag Parikh. I think he had this thought of where you cannot plant a tree and say that give me the fruit the next day. You have to be patient. You have to nurture the tree. So nurturing means every day you have to come and see that you are fulfilling the needs of the tree. And in stock market also it is the same way. You cannot expect everything to come out in a year or so. So keep nurturing your investment, and also have a good asset allocation. Don't be skewed across to uh, equity altogether. So you have to balance your portfolio based on the risk ability that you are having. So each one of them have a different risk ability. So when you come into equity, you put money where you feel that if you bear that loss also, you are okay. Your financial situation is not impacted, though you are impacted by the value that has gone down of the shares, but your family, your circumstances, nothing is going to change. So put money which you feel is uh, your risk taking ability, which you can take off. And for other asset classes, I think right now gold is doing good because there is a lot of uncertainty which is happening in the market, and it's a good time. You can also buy into index funds. So so the moment index falls by 1,000 or 800 points, keep investing. So I have done that. So when the market, the Sensex tanked from Sensex and Nifty tanked from 43,000 Sensex and 12,000 Nifty tanked. I kept on accumulating some of the ETF, the index ETF, and it's a good way. So every day you can just look at how is the index doing. If it is 1,000 points down, put 10% more. If it is again down by 10,000 points, put 10% more. You're not putting a full lump sum amount at one point of time. So this is what I'm doing right now. I am putting a staggered amount of money into gold, a little bit, not like 50% movement to gold. No, every day I purchase a small amount of gold ETF. I purchase the index fund, and I am monitoring my stocks. So I'm looking at the news which is coming of each of my companies. If some of the companies are not ethical in their standards, I am just chucking all those companies off from my portfolio. So keep investing, don't lose hope. COVID-19 is not going to stay forever. There is medical fraternity which is working. There's an entire world which is working for a solution to this problem. And I'm sure as a humanity we'll come out of the situation. And keep investing, be happy, be safe, take care of your family at this time. And signing off from all of you. I hope, I pray that the situation is something which we'll all overcome together, and let's fight this COVID-19 together. And I hope COVID-21 is no more there. So we are in 2020 and we held on with COVID-19. I hope the year 2021 is brighter, is better. The whole world comes together and fight this virus. Thank you so much for watching this video. Keep investing. Thank you. Bye.